So this is a batch of tea that's picked all by me. It's from about 10:30 in the morning till 4 p.m. I'm so hungry right now. But I pick it very carefully because I want a batch that's done the very traditional way. There's a batch downstairs that's cut by machine because the workers hasn't come today yet, just because it's forecast to be raining. So I was the only hand picking labor today, and this is all the leaves we got just for today. But everything is so carefully picked, standard size, 3 leaves or 4 leaves if it's more tender. Oh my god, it's so much work. It's about 3 kilos out of the morning, 6 pounds, and that's me for 5 or 6 hours. So much work. So even though I picked the tea with extra care, I was told that this one is not good, even though the picking is standard. Because look at the back. I mean, this is a batch that's been more organic than organic. It hasn't been using any pesticides or anything, and they have a spider here that would eat the tea leaves. So if I turned the leaf to the back, and if it's a little red, you can see a little red hue, which means it's already been damaged by the spider. So even though it looks good in the front, when they make the tea, it's not gonna come out good. So this is the second time we've churned Shunan's special batch. I want to tell you, oh my god, it smells so amazing. It's so different from, I mean, the other teas smell good too, but this one is just, it's so amazing. It's just so lively. Like it's extra refreshing. It's almost like, you know, cold beer versus like extra cold beer. It's very subtle difference, but it just means all the difference. And now we're gonna put it on the tray again and then wait for another hour before we churn it again. Because this one is a good batch, we're gonna churn it 3 or 4 times, depends on how the tea will look. Now the father is actually coming here to check the tea, see if it's ready. He's been up since 4 a.m. so he took a nap earlier. A lot of people start making tea there early in this village, so even his son started when he was only a teenager. So he's very young. He actually had over 20 years of experience. Of course, the father is even more experienced.以前的那种传统一点的，
对呀，传统一点就是比较红了。
这个还不够红。
这个还不够红。
He doesn't think it's ready yet, even though it's the 4th time. The problem with this batch is, I think I said it earlier, it's been bitten by bugs. I mean, there are a few of them that were bitten really bad that would pick them out, but the rest, even though it doesn't show it, but maybe the spider has already attacked it, so that'll hinder the whole fermentation process. They said they actually can smell the bug smell. I couldn't. So now under the instruction of Shushu, we churn the tea 3 more minutes. Now we're checking to see if they're ready. They still need to be left and ferment overnight. So now they basically had to see what will happen this morning. They had to be able to foresee that step. This is as close to getting the old taste back as possible. So now, after the tea's been churned, what happens is we're going to stack them up in this on the trays and then put them in this room. Now this family actually doesn't use air conditioning. This is actually just naturally a very cool room, but it's the same concept. You want it not too hot, you actually want it cool. This is what gives the new style Tie Guan Yin that refreshing taste versus the traditional ones where it's fermented in room temperature. It gets darker, so it's going to be in this room for overnight, and we're going to stir fry it. We're going to kill the grain in the morning. When it's done, it's going to be even more wilted. But what happens is if it's a really good batch of tea, actually, even though it's soft, but it's actually going to look more fresh. So the tea basically goes through this process where it's very fresh and hard, and then it gets welded, becomes all like flat and then beat up looking, and then it's going to stand up again, and that's when it's ready to be stir fried. That'll be the ideal condition. It all depends on the weather, and then it goes from the weather that you actually pick the tea. Today is actually a sunny day, which is not too bad at all. Like yesterday or 2 days ago, you can't even pick the tea. But because it's been raining so many days, so even now today you can actually pick the tea. It's still not ideal. Tomorrow, if it's still sunny, it'll be even better. And also tomorrow the worker's gonna come. It's gonna be hand picked, so it's gonna be extra awesome. If this batch comes out successful, we're gonna make more when the workers come. We're gonna make more of similar batches. And tomorrow the fresh leaves is actually gonna be even better because the weather. I mean, given if tomorrow's weather is good. Wow. So now it's next morning. They're actually up since 5:30 in the morning. I slept a little bit. So they're saying that it's over 200 degrees for the walk to stir frying the tea, and then this they had to beat the tea 7 times. 为什么要打这个茶呀？ Now let's see this. Now after the tea has been beaten and siphoned, now it goes into this machine. It gives the ball shape. This is trying to mimic the old process where they roll the tea using feet. Look over here, he's only 3 and he already knows how to play with teacups. I do not disturb him because I know he's gonna stare at me. He's learning. Now the tea's ready, it actually comes out a brick, and they put it in here to break it. More broken leaves or tea dust will come out. This becomes the tea bags. I mean the dust on the bottom. The finished tea more or less look like this, and once it's stayed dry, it's gonna curl up even more and give it what they call a half ball shape.
纯手工打造。
纯手工打造。So even they're excited that this is the Shunan special batch. It's the only batch in this village this season. Probably the only batch in the world this season as well. 要把它包起来。这个还要再烘哦，哦再揉，哦揉一下。So this is so he's actually hand rolling the tea too. Remember, traditionally it's rolled by feet, but we don't want that, do we? Okay. Now it's The food is going out. This is as traditional as possible. And then we're gonna bake the tea. It's gonna taste awesome.复述一遍。这已经揉了几遍了
？6、7片。
So it needs to be rolled over 10 times, and then he's already done 6 or 7 times. That's why in the old times it's called a half ball shape. Now this is the final run. I should have moved it upstairs. I just smelled it. It smells really, really nice. I offered to roll it myself, and I even just washed my feet, but they said, no, it's not good. It's gonna, the soap taste on my food is not good for the tea. So I was denied to roll the tea because my foot was too clean. So here's the Shunan special batch. I was here in this household. This is the only household in this village that has Wi-Fi. I was here to use internet. We're gonna wait for a couple more hours before we cook the tea. But because the weather is so humid, so they made a decision to go ahead and stir fry the tea. You can see the color comes out a yellowish green versus this one is a darker green, and this is the main difference of this tea. And he was saying after he stir fried the tea, remember yesterday we were talking about yield. We thought if we're lucky we might be able to get 1 kilo of tea, like 2 pounds of tea out of the 6 pounds I picked. But it turns out he was estimating it's probably less than a pound, which is really sad. But everyone gather around. This is like a semi-big news over here because they haven't really made tea this way for a while. So yeah, brought it over for everyone to try it. They were laughing at how little tea I picked. I've known him since he was a little tiny baby.